Hey guys, it's me, just Underseen again. And for this video that's dedicated to Asian History Month for 2024, I have a good question for you guys. Why isn't Russia considered part of Asian history? I mean, by right, the country itself takes up more than half of the Asian continent. So why don't we actually consider it part of the Asian diaspora, if you will? Now, this question arose for me a long time ago, about 2 years ago, when I took the Asian Studies courses in Newport College, which, by the way, college stinks, but that's beside the point. Anyway, I want to know. I asked the second in command at the Asian Studies department why, if I take any type of Russian history classes or culture classes or whatnot, that would count toward my Asian Studies major. And she told me no, but she couldn't tell me why. But yeah, I have a problem with that because like I said, it's got the country itself is physically more than half the continent itself. So I don't buy it doesn't count for that. Now let me just start by defining what I consider to be Asian for Asian studies for this topic. Now we traditionally think of Asia as being a China, Japan, the Koreas, and Mongolia, for example, and the other countries you might accept Vietnam or Cambodia, Laos, Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, and you may even consider Papua New Guinea to be part of Asia, which is correct. It is part of Asia. You got Australia below that. But also in this little mix here is the soon to be deceased Maldives due to climate change. You got India, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, or my old professor used to call it Pakistan, and you got Afghanistan with that too, Bangladesh, Nepal, and maybe even Tibet if you want to be ballsy about it, or Bhutan. So those are all incorporated into South Asia, and and the other places, the Philippines, Singapore, Malaysia, Taiwan, Thailand, and those other countries, they would be considered Southeast Asia. And if you really want to be far-reaching, the countries of the Middle East, like Israel, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, and Oman, Bahrain, Qatar, Iraq and Iran, those countries in there, and the United Arab Emirates, they will all be considered part of Asia too. But the southwestern Asia. So what gets here? What do you consider Russia to be part of the Asian group? Because you got the the stand nations. I'm not even going to bother with trying to pronounce them, but there's a cluster of the 6 nations above India that has the word stand in them, and they constitute Central Asia. So we'll guess what we're not consider Russia part of this. Because most of the things that we consider to be Russia happen on the western portion of it. That'd be everything west of the Ural Mountains. So, the major cities, the major cultural areas are part of Europe. So unfortunately, many of the cities are not in the eastern portion of the country, which is the main lion's share of everything in Russia. So things like the major cities like Leningrad, Stalingrad, you can name the same city, St. Petersburg, Moscow, capital, or in the western portion. So then you got all the political leaders like Putin, of course, Gorbachev, and Vladimir Lenin, and others too. And all the musicians that come from the composers like Igor Stravinsky, Tchaikovsky, and many others, which I will not even attempt to butcher their names because I think that you need a lot more respect that I can even by butchering their names, but all of them have a very distinctive European look to them, in both clothes and their instrumentation of voices. So there's that aspect. Plus, all their the literature and stuff comes from the Russian culture, which is basically derived from European, when the European branch of the when the Indo people came over from around Central Asia, they came over to Europe and they branched off and stuff. So that's like a quick and dirty version of it. So pretty much, oh yeah, I remember now. The Indo-Aryan race of people came over from India, like the Indus Valley and all that. They broke off and they came to Europe. So pretty much Russian, the language is a derivative of that, and it's supposedly its most complex language in the world. So basically, all the literature that came from there, like Leo Tolstoy and Dostoevsky, came from that area of the world, European stuff, and European history and culture and writings. So there's that. You know, I know of many stars who are distinctly Asian in appearance, but derive their nationality in Russia, which I have no idea why they do that, but I'm technically right. So, even though the huge landmass in Asia is still considered European, that doesn't make sense because most of the mineral resources and natural resources of mighty Russia are in Asia, or in the Asian half of Russia. This doesn't come from power, political power and economic power that could easily rival the United States. And even though the Army and the Navy are somewhat equal to the United States, the technology is somewhat more like primitive. So you got that. You got the political ideology, of course, of democracy, but we all know that's more close to dictatorship, which, to say, it's more of an Asian thing than anything else. You got China, you got North Korea, you got Vietnam. I remember there being a picture of the dictatorships all in a row, and then a guy making like a slingshot attempt, like aiming it at the next in line, like being all the dictatorships are falling and all that. And then you got Russia, China, North Korea, and Vietnam left standing. So yeah, you got all that part. So that could be, I would consider Russia to be a part of Asian history. Is just so influential because it's the World War that went on over there, like over Taiwan, for example, or like Taiwan. Let's say North Korea they got into bully for their own good. Kim Jong-un wanted to express his muscle and all that. And that would mean that he would get China involved. And then on top of that, they would get Russia involved because they're like two peas in a pod, more or less. And then on the south side, they would get Taiwan involved, and us involved, the US of A. So that's why I think that Russia is because of Asian as well, because for the most part it is an Asian country, most of its military power and political power being in the western portion though. But don't really hear too much about the Sino-Russian War, the Japanese-Russian War, or you only hear mostly about like World War II and Stalinism and stuff like that. So I'm gonna say that Russia is more aligned with Asian countries in that regard than anything else. So I don't get it quite well when you consider Russia in the diaspora. Because I guess because they got more of a cultural tie to Europe and the West more than the East. Probably because if you look at the Siberia, it's mostly ice and tundra, and you got more quality as far as the cities go and the economic power and strength and military might in the western portion of it than you do on the eastern portion of it. And most of the history happens in the city, like within One Piece, the whole thing which I have read. It takes place in, I think, Moscow, during the Napoleonic Wars. So, I wouldn't say it's 100% accurate. There are some fictional elements to it, but there are various interesting facts about it, and I do find it very odd that they would consider that to be a piece of ancient literature, because as I said, most of the time when you think of Asian literature, you think of, say, like Chinese literature, Japanese literature, Korean literature, or or Indian literature, or anything from Southeast Asia literature. So it's like kind of weird that they don't technically consider it to be like that. I also think that because most of the country in the East is landlocked, and North is shielded from going into the ocean by large pieces of ice. Again, might disappear because of global warming, but for the most part, it's cold up there, so there's no real economic boom there. If it gets warmer up there, things might change around a little bit, because all the coast might get valuable because of warmer climate temperature. But for right now, is no. The same with the Black Sea. Black Sea is the Caspian Sea. The lake that's surrounded by water, that's surrounded by land. It is completely landlocked, so they can't do anything with that. The only real port is in the northwest of the major parts of Russia, in the west, and you got that portion of that connects the Mediterranean by the Black Sea. That's it. So that's all I got for why that is the way it is. Why Russia is not considered a East Asian country, because most of what happens that's good and decent is in the western portion, the west, the Ural Mountains, which is sad. But still, mostly tundra and floodplains over there in the east of Russia. So all the political stuff, all the military stuff, happens mostly in the west, near Moscow, near St. Petersburg, etc., with the big onion domes of the Capitol buildings. the literature and all the fascinating stuff happens on the western portion. So yeah, I thank you for watching my video on why Russia is not part of the Asian history canon. And I would like to thank you for watching this video dedicated to the Asian History Month for 2024. There are multiple cultural aspects that get more towards the West, Europe, in both the music, the political, the economic areas of the world. It links it more toward the West, toward Europe, more than Asia, because there's really not that much of a hallmark in the Russian culture and stuff to be considered Asian cultural thing. Anyway, you might notice that I had a haircut. I've donated my hair to the Lots of Love charity for children, because with other people know they need hair for wigs and for other things, and Lots of Love does provide for that if you donate your hair, or you give some kind of other financial donation to them. And we all know that cancer is horrible, but for little kids to go through that is even worse. So that's why I donated my hair twice for them. And you should donate, get a little card for it, a little postcard for it, saying thank you. And it makes my heart warm inside. So you should do that too. Anyway, I will put the link to that in the description below in my video. So, if you like what you hear, and you want to see more of my videos, you can always like, comment, share, and more importantly, subscribe to my channel. Also, you can follow me or contact me for any future content you might want to see in my videos. And it's at 61 707 3707. Please contact me on my Twitter, or if you prefer, at PMeltonPro. Also, on top of that, you can reach me at my email at jjsviewingchannel at gmail.com. So, as all you guys out there in history land, in internet land, all the boys and girls, and peace out, my brothers and sisters. Aloha to everyone involved, and I'll see you in the next video.